It's happening again. Call it a glitch in the matrix. Call it some reality shifts. Are you experiencing a matrix glitch? You know, something you've been trying to find appears in the middle of the table, your cell phone sitting in the middle of the floor after you've been searching for days. In my case, the pen that has been missing for months all of a sudden is sitting next to the computer. Oh, I've got a few stories, and they're happening again, just like they did a few years ago. I think that things are shifting again in the matrix. You ready? Let's talk about this. This is fun stuff. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Break through fear. Why do I always say that? Break through fear. Because fear is limiting. Fear is a story, and you're the creator of the story, and of course, everything that comes from the story. Whatever you're thinking, you're creating. So my goal is to help every single person out there who wants to change that, to do it in a very simple, fast way. You can do it today. All right, so we're going to talk about the glitch in the matrix and how we are actually involved so much with absolutely everything that's going on. It's not happening to you. Now, I have free emails and a free masterclass here that goes over the proven steps to manifest anything. It's time for us to start to control this in a more conscious way. We consciously want to pay attention to absolutely every thought because it's accelerating. I feel that the veils are coming down. When I say the veils, is we're shifting our thoughts about who and what we are. And so we're creating that reality. It makes us more in touch with those powers, which means you're going to see them interacting with us, right? You know, if something's in the room and, it's talking and you're not paying attention to it, there's no communication. We're starting to talk to it. That intelligent space here that is all things. So if you want to sign up, come on over. Catch me July 7th on Coast to Coast AM. George Norrie's going to interview me, and we're going to talk about miracles. I'm going to give you something on that show you probably have never heard about miracles that you can start using the same day. Yeah, it's time. It's time for us to absolutely go out there and start doing amazing things. All right? So just a reminder to subscribe before we go into this. This is a battery. It's a backup battery to this camera I'm looking at right now. And I went to my friend's house and babysat a dog, brought the backup with me, and I came back here and I had the battery. Now, all of a sudden, the next day I come in, and by the way, this battery never leaves that farm table that I work on in my office. It never leaves it. I have no reason to, because I load it into this camera and I bring it out here and I shoot videos. In its space, next day, it's not there. Okay, where is it? I tore everything up. I went everywhere. Did I have it in my hand and accidentally set it down? You know, you run everything through your head. Nope. Couldn't find it anywhere, and I thought, I obviously probably had it in my hand, didn't realize I put it down somewhere. It's going to show up. Well, it did. The next day, I come in, and it's in the middle of the farm table desk. It wasn't somewhere. It's sitting right there. Now, I scoured that table back and forth. There was only 2 computers on it. What was that? That was not me doing some weird thing and saying, okay, I must have set it there. No, I know for a fact that I never touched that. What is that? And it'll be little things, right? All right, do you remember? I'm going to tell you the story about the pen. My favorite pens. I line them right next to the computer. I have different colors. They're really expensive pens. They never leave this house because I don't want to lose that pen, right? Stacked them. One day, my burgundy pen is missing. Yep, must have had it in my hand, walked around and set it down somewhere. Tore up the whole desk, same routine. 2 months later, I am getting coffee in my kitchen. I come to my desk and my pen is sitting there, lined up. So I was thinking, wait, it must have rolled from some. No, because I checked everything. No, it was lined up with the other pens. This is when you stare at it and you go, I know there's no logical explanation for this. My cell phone, all right, you guys have heard cell phone stories. We all have the cell phone story. Going on a trip, and my cell phone is not in my bags. So I took the tram back to the parking lot because I had time before the flight and tore up that car, and I couldn't find my cell phone. I thought, where the heck is my cell phone? Went on the trip, had to get a new phone, came back, went through the car again and again and again, and I thought, this is impossible. I would have known if I dropped it. A couple months later, I'm in my car, I open the door, and it's sitting in the middle of the floor. Now you could say, well, it was lodged somewhere and slowly came out. There aren't any spaces in there. I have bucket seats, and I went in everything. I can't explain these things. I can remember back in Michigan when I had a really tough winter, and I was just, trying to figure out what to do with my life, as we all do. And my grandmother is my little angel, and I adore her, and she's passed away, and she's with me, right? And I remember talking to her, saying, oh, gosh, Grandma, just looking for some direction. And I looked down on the ground in the middle of my office, and there's an envelope sitting there. Where did that come from? I pick up the envelope. It's a Christmas card. It wasn't Christmas, by the way. My grandmother had been gone well over a year. It was a Christmas card. I opened it up. It was from my grandmother, and it had money in it. I have no clue. Now, obviously, I got it from Christmas at a Christmas, stuck it somewhere, and never pulled the money out, which is odd. I don't know why I left the money in there. Normally, you'd take the money out right away. Where did it come from? Did it just slip out and it ended up right in the middle of the floor? Oh, no. So how many times can you talk this away? I'm just talking away. I'm going to come up with some story. Why do we have such difficulties believing that there are things in our reality that we can't understand because it is an illusion? Thoughts are things, and I believe that we're shifting into different dimensions, realities. It all exists at one time. There's no such thing as actual time anyways. We have time here on earth so that we can understand the consequences of our actions. So if I do this will happen. It may not happen here, maybe it'll happen way down here, but I understand that eventually there is a cause and effect. And this is how we learn, this is how we evolve. But that's a little messed up too. I remember I was running, this was a few years ago. I was running in Atlanta, and I looked at my watch. Watch, was it? No, my cell phone. I don't wear a watch. And all of a sudden, it was noon. And then I found myself at the end of the block. I'm thinking, wow, was I in such deep, concentration, I forgot that I just ran a block? And I looked at my cell phone, and it was still noon. How did I get, probably about a half a block away, up to the end of it? Didn't remember, I just was there. And there was no time that it took. In other words, it was the exact same time. I shifted into that spot. It's happening more. And I'm noticing some very bizarre things. Signs, things showing up, coincidences that are so out there. You're supposed to meet somebody, something is going to happen. All right? You're supposed to meet somebody, you're going to be in the exact spot you need to meet that person. And that just happened recently too. People come in your life and you don't know why, but your thoughts are directing that. And if they match and you are in alignment in the same frequency, it's going to happen. You have to get into that frequency. The glitch, I don't believe is a glitch. I believe it just is us being able to shift in and out of wherever we need to be. Now, you've probably seen videos on YouTube about time travelers, and I don't know what I think about that, but I believe that once we leave these bodies, we can be in any timeline, past, present, future, of any, let's just say, creation that we are. You know, whether we are this body or an orb or whatever else we are. Now, one of my students in Digital Explorers, she sees orbs. You've probably seen my video where I showed the orbs. It's the first time I ever actually showed somebody's orbs, because they are real orbs. Most of the time they're, you know, dust or, you know, water particles, and people are going, oh, it's an orb. I'm like, no, on digital cameras can make it look like anything. And I've reproduced that to show them that's not an orb, all right? However, this is an orb. Not only are they orbs, the dog sees them. And you can see the dog watching the orb. They're not little particles, they're orbs. You can actually see faces in them. What is that? Well, she's studying this, she's figuring this out. Now, we always think it must be, you know, some dead person, you know, but the truth is, it could be anything. It's just energy that is not in a solid form at the time. So what we're here, this is a creation and a role we're playing, and we get to play with this illusion, and this is why things like this are going to start happening. You're going to notice, because you're more open to it. Yeah, that your thoughts are going to start to create stuff immediately. So be careful with that. You're going to wish for things and they're going to show up. But when you have doubts, that can shift into other spaces. We don't want to go there. It is critical for you to be very observant of absolutely every thought. All right? Every thought. So I'm going to give my book a plug again, because I discuss this. We're past the tipping point. And we're in a space where when you know what you are, you realize you have access to everything, and at the same time playing a role as a human being. All right? Don't be afraid of that, and know that you're not here to try and make everything perfect. You're here to use the challenges for your spiritual personal growth. All right? It is all a learning lesson. It is all a contribution to the collective consciousness, of which yours contributes to mine. So we have a big mission here. Congratulations. This is the toughest school in the universe. It really is. I think anything below us, anything more dense than us, has already blown itself up a few times. Let's not do that, and we don't have to. So I want to just share something with you. You're going to see a lot, and I've been seeing it out there. A lot of people, near-death experiencers, psychics, all these people that are going to predict the future cannot possibly do it. Now, I had a video where I talked about what's happening in June, and people are like, you didn't say anything. I said, yeah, I did. I'm telling you that there is no one thing in stone. In fact, it's almost the end of June, and nothing has happened so far. It's a few more days, so that could change. How many times did we hear something big's going to happen in June? And I said, we are still in control, because Edgar Cayce and Nostradamus have all predicted things that have not happened yet. None of it has happened. Florida's still here, right? And that was supposed to happen 50 years ago. Why? We can change our future. So never listen to something and go into fear, because whatever they're saying is just one probability. So it's all true. But we get to pick which one we're living in. So if you choose one of community and awakening, going into compassion instead of blame, going into unity instead of separation, don't go there. And we're going to be tested big time. The next 2 years are going to be very big for us. 2026, I do feel, is something huge is going to happen. Why? Things are aligning, and we are going into something big, and we're having to make big decisions. And your decisions right now are critical. And if you're going into separation, blame, taking sides, and it's going to happen here because, of course, we have some big events going on with our elections. And I just want you to know that we're here to solve problems. Be the change maker, not the person who goes into conflict with one another. That's not going to solve any problems. What is the issue? Can I be the person who makes a change? Can I be the person who improves the planet? Can I place others first? And you can live an abundant life doing that, right? There's no sacrifice in that. In fact, it's the opposite. There's so much abundance. Everybody on the planet could be a millionaire. Do you know that? It's true. That's how much money and abundance there is. There's an imbalance, right? And that's the ego. And that ego is down in that basement. And it's dark down there, and there's other people, lost. You got to get your way out of there. Get up on that elevator and go to the penthouse, because that's where the highest frequency is. And everything's up there that you need. You don't have to scramble and fight for anything. Nothing. Nothing. You have everything you need. So you have to know this. And I want you to go into, if you want to live in that beautiful golden era that we're creating now, if you want to go into that space, you have to know this. And these glitches you're going to see, enjoy it. It's fun. It's a game. It's a program in a quantum field, not a computer game. It's a quantum game, and it will shift. And the more that we accept this, the more you're going to experience some very cool things. So when you see these glitches happen, they're not accidents or something's wrong with the program. We're actually going into other spaces for whatever reason. That told me that I'm shifting into other realities. So there's something going on here, so pay attention to that. Make sure you're on that highest frequency, so that when you go into these other realities and dimensions or whatever it is, I can't even explain it. Scientists can't explain it. But we know everything exists here. You want to go into the highest possible space, and that means you've got to watch those negative thoughts and change that story. My viral video, 3 seconds to manifest anything. We kept timing it. I got it down to 2.7 seconds it takes for you to switch over to a positive thought. And you got to do it all day, all day, all day. Catch it. No judgment. Why would I think that about that person? That is a reflection of the one source that is all things. Yeah. So, have fun with this. I'm sure I'll have more stories. These are not just signs. This is you. You are the creator. You are this. You and it are one. It's not some separate entity. You're the energy field and the creation and the creator. And all things are that one thing, expressing itself as individual things. And it's always transitioning, transforming into new things. Nothing dies. Nothing's inanimate. That rock out there isn't inanimate. Everything's intelligent. Respect that. Go out there. Put your hands up and you can feel the energy coming off of plants. Everything. Start to feel that energy. And send your light and your love out. It works. It works. All right, so again, I hope you'll subscribe. And as you know, if you're interested, if you're entrepreneurial, digitalexplorers.net, I have a free masterclass for you to come over and find out how you can be the change maker. Maybe create something really cool for the planet. If you want to be a coach, if you want to go into health and wellness, these could be good things for you to shift into and earn money doing it, so that you're not going into destructive places every day to earn money and you're feeling bad. Keep that energy field high and think of every way you can do that in your life, your relationships, how you earn, your body. We got to up our game, all right? I'm counting on you. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you. Namaste.